My favorite shows ever. I got 5 pages of notes. I'm not kidding. I took notes the whole time. I got 5 pages of little handwriting notes.
So if you're listening, folks, you can make some dough.
Can anybody get into this who's motivated?
1,000%.
Why aren't more people flocking into this?
This is the formula right here. It's called subject to. Bro, you're making me sick right now. Why would the bank let me do that?
But this guy seemed to come out of nowhere, and he's got an unbelievable following, tribe. He's got a top podcast. He's got the most popular TV show on A&E called Triple Digit Flip. But what's even more impressive is his heart to serve.
Pace Morby is the guy for all things real estate, and he does it all with something called creative financing.
It's going to be everything and anything you could ever want to know about creative financing.
When I watch Pace, you know what I see? I see a guy who got a whole universe of humans who told him, you can't do it that way. And he said, "Good, watch me."
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Get Creative. I'm up in my wood studio today because I've been downstairs in my Zoom room for far too many hours this last couple of weeks. Today, we are actually not going to talk about the topic that we originally thought about. My partner, Cody, cannot show up, so we're not going to be talking about the responsibility matrix. Instead, we're going to be talking about a handful of things that I've been working on today, things that I'm super excited about, and kind of the state of the marketplace and what's going on with creative finance. Number one, creative finance is at a very amazing stage in the phaseology. So what's going on with creative finance is that it will have its heyday over the next 3 years or more. Like, it's absolute heyday. What's happening right now is 60% of homeowners that are trying to buy a home for their house, like to live in, raise their kids in, marry, and get, build their life in, they cannot afford the home, or they get rejected for a loan. 60% of people right now are getting rejected for a loan based on what they're looking for, right? They go, I want a house, in this neighborhood, 4-bed, 3-bath, blah, blah, blah. And they go apply to get that type of loan. And 60% of people are being told, you can't afford that house because the interest rates are too high for you to afford the house. You need to go and basically cut your budget in half. And that means they're trying to buy mobile homes and other, inexpensive housing. And what's interesting is that my responsibility as a real estate investor is to help those people. And so the last couple of days, I've been working on something called pacegives.com, where you can go to pacegives.com and I will find you a house anywhere in the country. And I will have one of the 15,000 SubTo community members bring SubTo and seller finance deals to me so we can pair them with people that are out there saying, I can't afford a house at 8%, 7.5%. I had somebody DM me today saying, hey, Pace, I got a loan 2 weeks ago at 7.4% interest before I figured out that SubTo was like this thing that you're doing and that you've brought to light into the real estate world. And can you save me from this deal? And I said, no, I wish you found me way, way earlier. So for those of you guys that are hanging out with me today, thank you guys first and foremost for coming in here. How many people in here are sitting there going, I wish I wasn't renting. I wish that I owned my own home. And I wish that I could get a 3% rate, a 4% rate, a 2% rate, hell, maybe even a 5% rate you'd be perfectly fine with. Maybe there's a couple of weirdos in here that are like, I'd be okay with a 6% rate. Well, this is a new program that I'm actually opening up, and it's going to be unbelievable. I am collecting all the end buyers across the country. I think that by the end of next month, I will have somewhere around 7,000 to 8,000 people. Look at this little nugget right here. She ran away from mama, and mama doesn't know that she's here. Come here, sweetheart. Are you hiding from mom? Do you want me to open up your Cheetos? Okay, are you hiding from mom? Okay, perfect. Here, you can sit by me. So what's happening is we are, as a SubTo community, we buy a lot of deals, and we're running into a lot of deals that are not cash flowing or are in like Airbnb restricted or co-living restricted areas like HOAs, right? And so for a long time, a lot of people look at those and they go, I can't do anything with that SubTo deal or that seller finance deal. I'll give you a really good example. I've got a deal with an agent. I just locked it up today. It's a 4-bed with a den. So it could be a 5-bed house with 3 full baths. The house is brand new, like literally has been lived in for less than a year. It's unbelievable. They have a 4% rate and the seller's willing to say just like, dude, pay me literally 3% as a down payment and you can take this house. And I look at that house and I go, okay, that's pretty simple. I could take this house and I could turn it into a pad split. I could put 7 residents in this thing and make so much cash flow. The payment that the seller's letting me take over is $2,300, but the income that I can generate is like $7,000. So it's pretty epic. You came to find this hiding girl? Uh-oh, mom found you.
You're in trouble.
Are you in trouble? Say, can I stay with my daddy?
If he said yes.
You can stay with me for a little bit, but when mom brings me some food, you might need to go, okay? Okay. So what we're finding is we're finding so many people. I had 900 people yesterday sign up across the entire country saying, Pace, I'm ready to go. Like, I want to buy one of these 3%, 4% interest rate loans. Now, there's a difference between something. I want to teach a lot of people this, people that are maybe newer to creative finance. There's so many different things you can do in creative finance. People talk about SubTo and seller finance. Of course, we perfected SubTo. We perfected seller finance in our community. And we are the number one. If there's, I don't even think there's a number 2. Like, I don't even know. We're the only ones doing creative finance in real estate. Okay. People that are trying to do it like by watching YouTube, they're suffering and they DM me all the time. I go, oh my gosh, can you help me with this deal? I go, no, you can go to my SubTo students. They'll help you out. But there's so many different things you can do in creative finance. And so what normally I would have done 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and 8 years ago is I would have taken SubTo deals that I did not want to own in my portfolio, and I would have wrapped them to my end buyer. So what does that mean for those people that are watching for the first time? You're like, wait, what the heck is a wrap? It means that I could buy this iPhone, right? Take over the payments on this iPhone, let's say are $100 a month. And I could just assign that to a buyer and say, pay me a fee, right? A wholesale fee. Pay me $100 fee for finding this iPhone for you on terms. Or, so that's an assignment, right? I find the deal and I just assign it and I take a one-time fee. This is why we don't bring children on podcasts, is because they start singing. You're so cute. Are you looking at yourself? Give me a kiss. Okay, go find mama, okay? I'll come find you in a little bit, okay? Go find mama. All right, so what I used to do is not assign those deals. What I would do is I would take those deals that I found and I would go, okay, well, I'd find a SubTo deal for $100 a month, okay? And I would take that deal. Okay, bye-bye, I love you. I would take that deal and I love you too, sweetheart. You're my favorite. Go find mom. Okay, bye. You gotta love when your kids just love you so much. It's the best thing on planet Earth. So let's say that I find this deal and somebody wants to sell it to me for $500. And I work out a deal at $100 a month times 5 months. That's $500, $100 a month times 5 months. Pretty simple, right? Seller finance deal. And I could just go to the next person and say, hey, pay me $100 up front and I'll sell this to you for $600, $500 a month for 5 months straight. So you pay me my $100 fee, right? You pay me my $100 fee up front, and then you pay me $100 a month for the next 5 months, totaling $600. So I make a $100 fee. That's an assignment, okay? Hey, go find mom. You guys just, this is what happens. This is just what happens when I decide not to do my podcast in my Zoom room where I'm locked up. What's up, girls? You want to say hi to everybody real quick?
Hi. Hi.
Okay, guys, I'm on a podcast right now, so I need you to go over to mom, okay? Can you go do that for me?
But my mom told me the
Okay, look at me. Look at me. Go to mom. I'm on a podcast, okay? Mom, I'm on a live podcast right now.
I don't know why either of them are here.
Guys, I love you so much. Everybody. This is, come on. All right, so What I used to do is I would just, I would say, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell these things not for a fee. I'm going to sell these things on a wrap. So I would take the same phone and I'd go, all right, I can buy this for $500, $100 a month. I'm going to go to my buyer and I'm going to tell my buyer, pay me $700. And I want you to pay me $100 a month for 7 months. So I make money on top of the thing, right? Well, what I found is right now in the economy, people are having a hard time buying on wraps, because if they wanted an 8% or a 9% interest rate loan, they would just go directly to the bank. And so wraps are becoming more challenging right now, because what I would do is I would find a SubTo deal at 4%, and I would turn around and sell it to somebody else that doesn't have credit, doesn't have a big down payment, doesn't have job history, and I would give them 7% interest on a house I bought for 4%, right? So I look at that and I go, dang, man, this is a really big deal in the marketplace. And so what I decided to do is I started to just create a finders program, a matching program. So I'm going to start matching buyers with my SubTo students. And I created a website called pacegives.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start giving these houses over to people without me without me adding my own terms, without me doing any of that kind of stuff. So check this out. For any of you guys that are out there, okay, any of you guys that are out there that are saying, I want to own my own property. I want to own a house that my family can live in. This is my program is going to be primarily for people who are going to live in the home or maybe house hack the home, okay? Because the houses that I'm going to bring to the Pace Gives program are going to be non-cash flowing deals in HOAs that cannot be rented out, cannot be Airbnb'd, cannot be like co-lived in, or even midterm rental might be an impossibility. So basically any impossible deal that my SubTo students or myself are finding, I'm just going to start matching them with end buyers. And so if you guys are out there and you're an end buyer, you know end buyers, I want you guys to look at two things. Number one, if you run into a non-cash flowing SubTo deal, I am your buyer. I'm going to take that deal that you find, a non-cash flowing SubTo deal or a deal in an HOA that you cannot do an Airbnb, you cannot do a lot of those other exit strategies, and I am going to pair that with one of my buyers. Now, how many buyers do I have? Well, yesterday I did an amazing training. If you guys want RR Garena says, I'm interested, okay? I will buy all the non-cash flowing deals nationwide. I am now a 50-state nationwide SubTo and seller finance non-cash flowing buyer for any type of asset, even a small multifamily. I'm not going to do multifamily with this program, and I'm going to do like 6 units or smaller, non-cash flowing. I will buy your deal. So here's what I want you guys to do. If you're watching this in the future, the name of the program is going to be called, it actually is called this. Go to pacegives.com. And all I want you guys to do is I want you to go here, enter your email, your first name, your last name, your cell phone. Are you trying to get a primary or an investment? I want you to know that this is primarily going to be for people's primary home. Again, because I'm going to focus on the non-cash flowing, the HOA houses that really need a family to live in, or maybe somebody that's house hacking. But house hacking still means you're going to live in the property, okay? And you're going to rent out the other rooms, but you're going to primarily, the owner of the property is going to be there. Now, what's even cooler about this program is your down payment, your paperwork, your cost to close escrow. I am also going to bring that to the table, and I'm going to make this so incredibly easy. And I am not going to add any interest on top of the existing interest. So if I get a 4% rate, I'm going to sell this property to buyers at a 4% rate. I'm not going to add any more interest on top of it. Okay. Now, the way I'm going to make my money is multiple different ways, but the way I'm going to make my money is I'm going to, one, amplify my SubTo community and their success level by buying deals that they otherwise would not have done. Right? A lot of them will look at a deal and go, man, this doesn't cash flow. This is a problem. I want to lock this up, but I just don't know who the buyer is going to be. I'm going to help my students and they're going to make smaller fees, right? Like we're going to take deals that normally an investor would not want, and we're going to make smaller fees rather than zero fees. And so my students will probably make $5,000 to $7,000 bringing that deal to me. I then will find a buyer. I will do the paperwork. I will fund their down payment. I will fund their closing costs. I will do all of those things. And I will essentially sell it to that end buyer at whatever their interest rate is. Okay. The site is still a dud. Man, why is there always somebody talking shit? I came up with this yesterday. You know, like Dizloot has got to be some person that's just like everything in their life must be so perfect, right? Like everything so perfect. They must live at the Ritz-Carlton. They must have a chauffeur drive them around in a Bentley, and everything has to just be so nice for them. I came up with this yesterday for free, and I want to bring it to a value to people. And they want me to have, look, guys, Dizloot, you say I love you, bro. You want to see some nice websites. The website's a little dud, bro. I'm so sorry that your life is so perfect that you think that everything around you and everything that I do has to be such high level, crazy production value. I'm so sorry that something I created yesterday doesn't have this level of a website. Would you like me to have this level of a website for everything I do? Or maybe can I just come up with an amazing idea and launch it? Okay. Progress over perfection. Remember that. Progress over perfection. I'm not going to waste my time building out this big fancy, whatever you're used to, going to the Ritz-Carlton and the Four Seasons every time you go and stay somewhere, that you're used to this red carpet experience, white glove experience, the best of the best of the best. That when I decide that I want to do something that's industry, shaking, something that helps thousands of people, the site is not perfect for you. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Oh my gosh. I want to live where in your life. I want to live like a king like you. Everything is so perfect. He had no idea Pace reads the chat. I do read the chat, and I will tear you apart by reading the chat. Okay. So here's the thing. I want to find thousands of people a house. Thousands of people a house. Right now I have 900 buyers. I think half of them are serious. That means I have 450 buyers, and I think even half of them are actually serious. So I have 225 buyers right now across the country ready to buy a SubTo or seller finance deal that does not cash flow. So this is a notice to all of my SubTo community members. I want you to go find the non-cash flowing deals. I want you to find the deals that most people would not buy as an investor. And I want us to still make money on those deals because I am going to spend money. Here's what I'm going to do. There's going to be two things I spend money on. I'm going to go and buy all the mortgage turn down leads. For those of you guys that don't know what a mortgage turn down is, okay, Raquel says, find me a house, please. Raquel, are you okay if my website's not up to par? If all my website is like a form that you fill out, are you okay with that? If I go and find you a house, are you okay with that? Because Bizloot thinks that my website needs to be perfect. Okay. Can you give me a house in New Jersey? Yes. It's guys. You New Jersey and New York people, I'm going to tell you something right now. You guys hate your own state so much. You guys believe that real estate is so impossible for you that you are always the ones that ask me, can I do it in blank state? It's never somebody saying, can you do it in Oregon? Can you do it in Washington? Can you do it in North Dakota? Even the people in South Dakota that have two teeth don't ask me, can I do it in South Dakota? It is always the people in Jersey and New York that hate their state so much that you just are in like disbelief that it's even possible. Okay. I will find you a deal in any damn state in the country, all 50 states. Please do not ask me if it's okay in Jersey again, you Jerseyites, you lunatics. It's you guys that live there of all places. Okay. So the name of the website is pacegives.com. Now, why did I name it pacegives.com? Bizloot, just so you know, here's what happened yesterday. I decided to do a training yesterday on how other people can find a house for their family to live in without going to the bank, without even being a legal resident of the United States. Now, for some of you guys, for some of you guys that are obsessed with Trump and obsessed with all that kind of stuff, I applaud you. I don't criticize you. But one of the things you hate are illegal immigrants coming across our border. You know what? I will find them houses too. In spite of the fact that they are illegal immigrants, I will find every human being that wants me to find them a house to live in without a bank, without a green card, with a green card, resident, born in America, not born in America. I do not freaking care. I'm going to help every able-bodied human being in America find a house without a bank, without an agent, without a credit check, without job history, without checking account, like seasoned funds, without tax returns. I am going to help people buy houses. Okay. And it's not a website, really. It is a domain name, of course, but it's really just a form for me to get your information so that I can go out and find a house for you in the country. So let me show you a house that I found yesterday, and I'll kind of break down why I don't want this house. Okay. For the people that missed my training yesterday, I'll give you a link to the training from yesterday, but I want to show you a house that I bought yesterday that I don't want. And I want to tell you why I don't want it and what I'm going to do with it instead. Okay. So here we go. BizLoot's going to have a problem with me sharing my screen or something. Who knows, So this is an agent. Her name is Heather. I met with her the other day at a house in Surprise. You can see all the way up here, little house in Surprise that I went to and met with her. And here is the house. Okay. Brand new, gray walls, well, there's some maxi pads. So welcome to the internet. Tile, carpet, washer, dryer in there. Super clean house. Way nicer than any freaking mansion in Jersey. I can tell you that right now. Gorgeous house. Granite countertop, gray cabinets, stainless steel appliances, all less than a year and a half old. Okay. The worst thing about this house is it probably needs a carpet clean. Okay. I took my students on the appointment so they could see me close the deal. Look at the backyard. This is awesome, right? Brand new house. As you can see, the walls, it literally is not even, it has an RV gate. You guys, everybody in Jersey is like, what is that? Space? Yeah, guys, we actually have space in our state. Okay. So some of you guys that live in Jersey and New York, this is called space. Okay. I can go outside and not feel like I'm in my neighbor's backyard. Okay. So this is the home. It is a 4-bed, 3 full bathrooms. And you look at this, you're like, Pace, why wouldn't you want this deal? Well, a couple of reasons why. Look at this brand new water softener system, all that kind of stuff. Why would you not want this deal? I don't want this deal because it's in an HOA. Now, are there things I can do in an HOA? Yes, I can do a midterm rental in an HOA. So maybe I'll do that if I decide to. But I really look at this and I'm like, it's a 4% rate. The seller's willing to walk away from this house with no money out of their pocket. And I'm like, why don't I just sell this to somebody who can't buy a house for their family? And why don't I just give these types of opportunities to families? And so yesterday I did a training on it and I decided to call it pacegives.com. And I'm just going to start giving opportunities to people that otherwise could not. So if you're somebody on here and you're saying, look, I want to buy a house. I need an opportunity. I need somebody to find me a deal. I'm going to push on my SubTo community way harder to go find non-cash flowing deals. And I'm going to build the largest end buyer list that anybody has ever seen. And I'm doing that 3 different ways. I'm building the list using my influence, right? There's a lot of people that follow me that are like, I want to buy a house. I want to own a home. So obviously my influence that I've been building up for the last 10 years, I'm going to use that. Yesterday, I filled up 900 buyers on my list easily. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be spending money on ads. I'm going to spend $10,000 a week pushing ads to people that get turned down or are Googling, how do I get a loan? I have bad credit. How do I get a loan? I'm going to find those people and target them with ads to sign up as a buyer in my program. And I'm going to build by spending 40 grand a month on ads. So you're going to see new ads that are like, wait, is he trying to get people to join SubTo, or what's he trying to do? No, I'm trying to build a buyer's list that nobody's ever seen before. The third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be buying a list of mortgage turn down. So when a homeowner goes into, or a prospective homeowner goes into the bank and says, I want to buy a house, please qualify me, please give me a pre-qualification, 60% of those people today are getting turned down for one reason or another. And I am going to build a massive list. My goal is to have about 50,000 buyers nationwide, which is actually incredibly small if you really think about it. And I want to amplify. Right now, most of my SubTo community is buying investment properties or assigning investment properties that SubTo deals and seller finance deals are cash flowing. What we're going to do is I'm going to build a buyer's list of buyers that don't care about cash flow because they are going to live in the property. Okay. So can you sell 0.0001% of the LLC to the potential new owner to avoid HOA headaches? Yes, Paul Patricola, but I think you're not understanding the point. For those of you, if anybody wants to come on here and chat with me, I will give you the link in the chat. Okay, Paul, the link in the chat, StreamYard.com with a bunch of weird things on it. I'll pop it up on the screen right here. Click on that, copy and paste that, click on that link, come in the backstage. I'll pull you up here, Paul. I'd love to chat with you about that. Okay. Carlos says, I'd love to help in Chicago. Perfect. Okay. Nisha Hyde says, love it. All right, cool. Great. I want to bring those deals so we can help the sellers too. So I want you guys, everybody in the SubTo community, I want you guys to bring me the deals that are not cash flowing. A lot of the SubTo students go, oh, it doesn't cash flow, I'm not going to buy it. Oh, it doesn't cash flow, it's not a good deal. Oh, it doesn't cash flow, I better go and wrap it. I better go find a wrap buyer. I am not wrapping these. Okay. Why am I not going to wrap these houses? Well, the problem with wrapping is that I'm basically going to the industry, the buyers. They can go get whatever house they want for 7.5%. Right? They can go get a bank loan for 7.5%. So why would they want to get a house from me if I'm charging them 7.5%? I'm gonna make it way easy. Make it way, way, way easy. RR Garina. I need one of those websites. And I know a lot of people are just going to copy me, and that's freaking cool. Hey, Shawshank, you got to turn your video on or else I won't pull you up here. Okay. Tina says, I work at a bank. Can I send you my turn downs? All of our branch turn downs. I love this. Absolutely. If you guys want to, if you want to tell all of your clients, and Tina, I'll even pay you. Okay. Creative Mike says, Pace, how do we send job properties for deals like this? Okay. I will only be selling SubTo students deals. Creative Mike, you're obviously a SubTo student. In the SubTo community tomorrow, there's actually a very deep strategy that I'm doing here. Okay. And I'm calling it the after party strategy. And it's something that I created about 8 years ago. I just haven't done it in like 5 years. Okay. Referrals to the website. Okay. So there's a couple things you can do. If you have a deal that you want me to sell for you, just email me, pacejmorby@me.com, pacejmorby@me.com. Okay. That's my personal email. I have 5 freaking emails that other people check for me, but this is the one email that nobody checks but me. Okay. pacejmorby@me.com. There it is on the screen. Somebody's going to, how do I spell it? There you go. If you want me to find you a house, okay, go to pacegives.com, fill out the form. I got you on there and we'll start looking for a house for you. Brian Wolverton, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me in the backstage, and give me a thumbs up if you can not move while I bring you up here. Okay. Buyers to website referrals. Okay. Raquel, do me a favor. I just put you a link in the side chat. It's streamyard.com/a bunch of little letters. Click on that. Come chat with me on the side chat. Let's hang out for a little bit. I'll be on here for about 30 more minutes. Okay. There we go. All right. Some of you guys, there we go. Stephen Halstead. What's up, man?
What's up?
Can you hear me, Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear you, so you got to say something. Perfect. This is what happens when I bring people on here. It's like technology. Guys, you know it is 2024, right? Like we should all know how to like unmute ourselves. Okay, so let's see here. Anybody that has questions about this program, please let me know. I want to make sure that we get them answered. Steven, how you doing, bro?
Can you hear me?
There he is. I can hear you just fine. Yes.
Yeah, it was my headset.
Okay, cool. No problem. What question you got for me?
So I'm new to wholesaling. I've been following you, and you've seen many of my comments and a lot of your Zooms and stuff. My question is, where do I start? Like, so you want to wholesale, you want to create terms. How do you create a contract for yourself?
I give that to students. I don't give that to non-students.
Okay. All right. What kind of questions would you expect for someone like myself to ask that has no knowledge of this other than watching things?
Okay, cool. All right, here's the best question you should ask. Ask yourself this question. What do you want? Do you want to wholesale? Do you want to keep these deals, or do you want to flip houses? What do you want to do?
I want to work up to buying and holding. So I need capital so I can get to that point. So wholesale.
Why do you need capital to own property?
Not necessarily capital to own property. I just want to be able to have capital in the account so my family would be taken care of, to work myself into positions where I'm more knowledgeable, fixing and flipping, and then getting into buying and holding.
All right, that's a good answer. The answer of I want to wholesale so I can grow into being a buy and hold investor is bullshit. Okay.
Okay.
And why is that? It's because if I don't use any of my own money to buy real estate, then why do I need to wholesale money and be on a hamster wheel? Wholesaling is a hamster wheel. Do I wholesale? Yes. But what happens is wholesale is very similar to being an agent. Okay. It's a full-time job, bro. It's so much more. Being a wholesaler is so much more work than you can even comprehend.
Yeah.
I love wholesaling. I wholesale probably 1 out of 10 deals that I do. I started in wholesaling, but it was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes 14, 16 hours a day for several years before I got to a point where I go, oh my gosh. So I can tell you wholesale is typically for people that are like, I hate my effing job that I'm at right now, and I want a different job. That's basically what you're doing when you say you want to start wholesaling, is you want to replace this new job of wholesaling with by replacing the old job that you had. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So if your goal is, I love my job, I don't want to leave my job, I'm good staying here for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then you should skip the line of wholesaling and start acquiring one rental every 4 months, every 3 months, etc. It sounds like you probably don't love your job. Is that accurate?
I'm actually not working. I'm on workers' comp due to an accident.
Okay, cool. So you definitely don't like your job because you don't have one.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
And I just graduated school too, so.
Wholesaling is perfect for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How do I wholesale deals? Well, here's what's going to happen. You're not one of my students. And is that a disadvantage? Yes. Why is that a disadvantage? Bro, if information was going to change your life, then you would be a billionaire right now. You know why? Because the information of the world is readily available at your fingertips with ChatGPT, right?
Right.
You don't need more information. You need guidance, and you need to be told what to do. And more importantly, that's like 5% of it. What you need is somebody to hold you accountable and a team to be on that you feel the pressure. The honest answer is that most people don't do what's good for them. What most people do is they do whatever is comfortable, okay?
Right. No, I get it.
Or they do what helps them avoid discomfort. And so you have to create something that's so uncomfortable that if you don't do it, you feel so stressed out if you don't do it. So what would that be? Typically, it's joining a team of other people in wholesale, which is why I built a community of people doing deals with each other, forming teams and doing all this stuff. Because you join a team and you go, oh my gosh, these 4 people are relying on me to do my activity. I don't have time to watch another YouTube video. I don't have time to read another book. I got to do the activities they told me, and I have to report back and tell them what I did and show them what I did so they can tell me what to do better, coach me along, etc. That is what 100% of people need.
Okay.
And when you only have information, like, bro, you literally, is there any piece of information you cannot gather by going to ChatGPT and digging hard enough?
No, trust me, I've used it a lot.
Right. So if ChatGPT was going to solve your problem, you'd be a billionaire. Same thing with me.
Right.
So you need other human beings. What would be a really great way? Now, I can tell you, go knock doors, go cold call, go send out LOIs, go start sending offers, but you won't do that. I'll be honest with you. You won't do it. 99% of people won't do it. They'll do it for a week and they'll taper off. You've probably already started to try to do that and you've tapered off. You failed. You didn't like it. So now you go back to videos. Am I right?
I haven't done that yet. So
okay.
I didn't even think about it.
Okay. There's a lot of people that are in here like, oh, damn, this guy's reading my mind. He knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do is every single month, I do a free challenge in my free Facebook group where I take the free people and I pair them up with my SubTo students every single month for 2 days so that you can work with my SubTo students, join their teams temporarily, etc. Okay. And that is more important to you than anything else.
Right.
Okay? Any book that you'll ever read, any information I'll ever give you, any inspiration I ever give you, working with other people that are actively doing deals is the secret cheat code to life.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah, that's the main reason why I wanted to wholesale is because I wanted to get into the SubTo community and I wanted to get into the Gator community because so many people in the forum, or not in the forum, but in the group that you have that I've connected with literally have been blowing up my phone for 2 days straight, asking me, what do you need? What's this? What's that? You can join my team literally just tonight, join my team.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming, honestly, but it's cool because it's there.
I created something nobody else has ever created in this industry. And more importantly, I created it and I had about 2,000 people help me take it to another level. The leaders in the SubTo community. You see them, Myron Briley. You see SubTo Drew. You see unbelievable people, okay?
Yeah.
Juan Valencia says, look at this. He says, Pace, see, this is the, guys, can I be really rude to you for a second? Let me be really rude and just cut through the bullshit. Most people are still children trapped in an adult's effing body. You literally, I was counting this morning, or not this morning, but today. I was with my daughters. I took her to skateboarding class, and I counted all of the times that I tell my daughter what to do, both verbally and non-verbally, constantly navigating her, holding her hand, crossing the street, even pushing her. Anybody that has kids, you know what I'm talking about. You'll hold your kid's hand and you kind of push them where you want them to go. That's nonverbal control, right? Every single person in here has gone from being a child in your parents' house to now being a child in your own house. At no point did you figure out who the hell you even are. Nobody, you did not stop and ask, like, who am I? What do I want? Let me create a life I want. And so you're so used to somebody just telling you what to do. Your mom, your dad, your high school teachers, your church leaders, your college, your job, your boss, your this, your superiors, all of those types of things. Okay. Does it count that we feel 30 years less than we really are? Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I'm 18 years old, like totally. So the problem is people ask these questions like, Pace, what should I do? I don't know. I need to talk to you individually, which is why I bring people on the screen, is because you need somebody to ask you individually. You need to stop taking general advice on YouTube. You have to get somebody to look at you as an individual and tell you, like, Leonie, how you doing? Leona, unmute yourself, please. All right, she's figuring that out. Robert Ryan Garina, how you doing, bro?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you great, man.
Hey,
So
cool.
what do you got for me tonight?
So one thing is, I have this theory, it might be true, but that the SubTo community is actually preventing the real estate crash, or at least because you're not really seeing foreclosures a lot. You know what I mean?
It's not a theory, bro. You're 100% right. So I've got a buddy that works, he doesn't work. He owns a bidding service. He works at the foreclosure auctions. He said before the SubTo community came into the industry, when the industry would go in its waves, there were literally triple the amount of foreclosures that were going on at any given time. He's like, your people are buying up all the foreclosures. We are literally saving people from foreclosure and stopping them from going to the auction. 100%, you're accurate on that.
Do you know like a percentage of what that would be to active mortgages?
No, I don't. I wouldn't know that, but I know like in Phoenix, Arizona, the amount of people that get foreclosed on every day is about 10, and the SubTo community buys about 5 SubTo deals every day before they hit auction. And now, so it used to be 10 a day. Now it's 5 or 4 a day.
Yeah.
So I'd say 50 to 60% of the foreclosures get saved by SubTo students.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting number to throw out, you know. Right now I'm a contractor, right? So I did work for, I met this wholesaler at a Wholesale Live 2.0.
Yeah.
And I did some work for him. And then I came across the deal, and because we already had a working relationship together, we JV'd on the deal. But it's real messy because they did owner finance, and I think that particular couple like upgraded the house. You know, it was a mobile home, added an addition. Long story short is they haven't paid, you know, the past 6 years. So the title's workable, right?
This sounds like it's in California.
No, it's in Texas, South Texas, but it's
why wouldn't the original owner just take the house back? Why wouldn't they foreclose?
Apparently they've been to court a few times, and I don't know if the husband threatened them or what, but they just would always say, hey, you know, leave those people alone. But that was during COVID. So I feel like things have changed now as far as like evicting people and stuff like that. So we were basically going to hire an attorney, right, to help us either if we do novation and we foreclose on the note in order to kick them out. We only know one side of the story. So you know how people don't always tell you the full truth, right?
Yep. Ryan, can I give Robert? What is your name, Robert or Ryan?
My friends call me Ryan. Business purposes, I just use Robert.
Okay, Robert, let me give you some advice.
Okay.
Go create 10 more leads.
Okay.
When you have one of these situations going on, bro, this is called oneitis. You have a disease called oneitis. You have one lead.
Yeah.
One lead you're spending all this time and energy on. You should have 10 other leads that this should be so far from your mind, this thing.
So we have it under contract, right, for 30, and it says on Zillow it's like 90 something. But
you have the seller under contract for 30, but that doesn't mean you have the owner under contract for 30.
No, that is the owner on paper. Yeah, it's a funny, weird situation because they did an owner finance amongst themselves. It was just notarized, right? And I don't know. There's a lot of history there with a lot of police.
Okay, Robert, let's get this clear.
Yeah.
Who is on the deed?
Her name is Gloria.
Okay, is Gloria the person you have the contract with?
Yeah.
Okay, so she lives in the house.
No.
Okay. You are not working with the owner of the property.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how do I know this? Because if they were the owner of the property, they wouldn't have to go to court. They would just evict these people. What's happening is they have to foreclose on them. Why would they have to foreclose on them? Is because they sold it on something called a contract for deed. The person who lives in the house has control of the deed, even though the deed is still in Gloria's name. the person who is living in the house has control of the deed.
Yeah.
You have an invalid contract with somebody who does not own the property. That Glory lady does not own the property.
Really? Wow. That's interesting.
If she, Robert, think about it for a second. If she owned the property, why would she have to go to court?
I think it has to do with some of the improvements and some money that they've paid that was verbally agreed upon, which they probably went back on. I don't know the real story, right? But
okay, so who's going to get to the bottom of the story?
Me. But
okay, so what's
we got to go to court.
Okay, Robert, here's what I would do. This is a 1 to 2 year deal because of all this crap you have to go through. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you have a deal that's the ARV is 90 and you've got it under contract for 30, how much do you think a fix and flipper would buy this deal for?
We already had a buyer for 47, I think.
I was going to say 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I would tell Gloria, hey, let us know next time you go to court. You're not going to spend time on court. You're not going to spend time on anything else. You should go create 10 more opportunities.
Okay. Yeah, this was just one that just came to me. So I haven't actively been.
Okay, this is what I already know this. This is why I know you have oneitis. I get people that come to me and go, I have a family friend, a person I met with, somebody I met at a meetup, a cousin, a friend, an ex-girlfriend. They brought this opportunity to me and I go, oh, you're not generating any leads outside of that one lead. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay, I've been doing this a long time. The type of lead that you got is a lap deal that came into your lap. Learn the number one skill you need to learn, which is how to generate leads every day.
And would you recommend Google for that? Or?
No, I would, bro. I have 3,000 videos on my YouTube channel. The problem is you're a blue. Can I be really mean to you?
Sure.
You're a blue collar guy like me. I'm a blue collar guy too. I was a contractor for 10 years. We want things spoon fed to us. We don't want to do any research. We don't want to read. You haven't read a book in 15 effing years. Am I wrong?
That's not true. That's not true.
What book have you read, dog?
Well, it's all through audiobooks, but
okay, bro. You're just proving my point. I'm exactly like you.
Laws of Human Nature was a good
Love
one.
it. Okay, and there's no way you finished that book, by the way. You got to chapter 3.
Yeah. No, I finished every
this
single
book sucks.
Yeah, I finished. Man, there's so many. Blue Ocean Strategy.
Okay, cool. Got it. You're an audiobook guy. Got it.
Yeah,
yeah. Here's what you're doing. Your brain is so hyperactive that you're on a job site, you're driving to a job site, you're driving to a bid, whatever. That is the only time you can focus is when your body is doing something. I'm the same way. I got it.
I know. That's why I love building, you know.
I know. I'm the same way. I know. This is why I'm telling you this. So here's the problem. I can tell you to go watch videos on my YouTube channel and you won't do any of it. You'll go watch half of one. You're the guy. Check this out. You know what's funny about this? Bro,
it's like a surgeon, right? When you have all the techs come and they place like everything for you, you just come and just do the surgery.
Yep.
Kind of like that.
Okay, check this out. So I've got this video, all right, on my YouTube channel that is, let's see here, Pace Morby SubTo, okay? I've got this video on my YouTube channel that's this one. It's like 252,000 views. Let's look at the analytics of this. Okay, check this out. This is what's so interesting. This is a super, look, you see over time, this video has just gotten so popular. It's a very, very popular video. I've made 14 grand from this one video. That's pretty cool. Okay, check this out. The average watch time is 11 minutes on a 42-minute video.
Yep.
Okay, that is what everybody's number one problem is. They can't pay attention for more than 11 minutes. The average duration of one of my most popular videos that some people go and watch 15 times, take notes, and take actions. 99% of people can't even watch it for more than 11 minutes.
Well, this is what I do is I put it 1.5 times faster so I can get through it quicker.
Bro, I put that shit on 0.5 because I'm like, if this is gonna change my this is gonna change my life, I'm gonna pay attention to this. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Okay. So here's what you should need to start. Don't ask any more questions to anybody about anything else. Don't listen to another stupid ass podcast. Don't waste your time doing anything else except where do I generate leads? Okay.
Well, I have your program with the Gator on how to get leads.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to DM me. Everybody that's on here, you guys want a free, you won't watch it because it's 4 hours long, but I will show you in 4 hours exactly how to generate 25 leads in 25 minutes.
And I was on the challenge the other day too that you had.
Okay, and you didn't do anything with it.
I was painting. There's a 2-story house, so I was like listening and painting.
Think about the Robert in 10 years from now, and you're going to talk to that Robert in 10 years from right now, and he's still a contractor, and you're going to be like, bro, why are you still a contractor, Robert, in 10 years from now? And he'll go, you know what, dude? There was this one live that Pace was doing, and it was 25 leads in 25 minutes, and I was busy painting, man, and I just decided just to keep painting because painting was going to change my life, not the thing that Pace was talking about.
Well, I mean, you got a point.
I only have a point because I've been there. Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you this. Okay.
Yeah.
The first month I generated leads was 11 years ago. I spent $5,000 because a lady called me out on my bullshit. And she said, you need to go spend $5,000 on direct mail leads. I don't do direct mail anymore. It's incredibly expensive, but that's one way to get leads. I spent $5,000 on postcards that sent out over 10,000 postcards to people who own homes. Okay.
I've done that before.
Okay, great.
But not for wholesaling, but
okay, you've done it for your business.
Yeah.
Cool. So you understand how it works. Okay. So here's what happens. 11 years ago, I get a second phone. Like I have my main phone, and then I have a money phone that like all my new leads are going to come into this money phone. The first day leads start coming in, I am installing a toilet as a contractor 11 years ago. And I feel the vibration on my ass from my second phone. And what did I do about it?
I'll get it later.
I'll get it later. It wasn't until that night that my wife goes, hey, how's that second money phone? Has it started ringing? I'll go, yeah, I got 2 leads today. And she says, oh my gosh, that's awesome. What did they say? I go, oh, I don't know. I'll call them tomorrow. They called me today. I saw them ring, and I'll call them tomorrow. She's like, they already sold their house to somebody else.
Oh, I know. That happens to me on Facebook with like tools and stuff. If it's a good deal, it don't even last a day, right?
People that do like when they're calling on postcards, they are ready to sell their house right now. Like it's the greatest quality lead you can ever get.
It's the first person who can get to it, really. Okay,
so you know all this stuff, but you're busy being a contractor because somehow, some way, you just love being a contractor.
No, I just need a good ass kicking, and I haven't got an ass kicking yet. So,
okay, bro, nobody's gonna save you.
I know that.
You gotta go back and rewatch my challenge. It's a free. Like, here's the problem: is like when I don't charge for things, people don't pay attention. Go and rewatch that shit. DM me and I'll give you a link to it to rewatch it. And if you don't have 25 leads by the end of this week, you can come to my house and beat my ass.
No, it's all good.
Okay, Robert, okay. DM me. Okay, DM your homeboy Pace, and I will give you the link. Anybody else that's like, I don't have leads. If you don't have leads, what are you doing? Like, y'all are gonna drive me crazy. See, Lily says, where do I generate leads? Everybody that wants to generate leads, DM me the word lead, L-E-A-D. Go to my Instagram. For some of you guys that don't use Instagram, heaven help you. It's 2024. It's more used than text messages at this point. Go to Instagram. I answer all my DMs, all of them, and DM me the word lead. And I will give you a free training on how to generate 25 leads in 25 minutes. Now, here's the problem. The training takes 4 hours. The actual generation of the leads is 25 minutes. But you need to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it and who we're reaching out to and all of those things before you do the thing. It's 4 hours of training. Edgar says, I want the link too. DM me the word leads. I want leads. Leads are tasty. I hate leads. I don't care. DM the word anything with lead. Okay. Raquel Bautista, I don't know why you refuse to get on the live with me. I have given you the link to come up. Raquel, you need a knuckle sandwich. The answer is yes. I'm trying to work with SubTo students, okay? And Gators. I want the Gators to fund a lot of these things. Rashad Byer says, I don't have a way to communicate with people in the modern century. Oh, sorry, that's what I read, but you wrote, I don't have Instagram. Why? It's the fastest way to connect with business professionals around the world. Guys, here's the point. The point is this. What's my handle? Pace Morby. Okay. Rashad, DM me. Okay. DM me on Instagram. I'll give you, if you guys don't have Instagram, Cherie says, how can I be an investor if I'm an introvert? Partner with an extrovert. Do you do Section 8? Yes. Guys, I'm going to tell you something about Section 8. Stop learning Section 8 if you don't even know how to buy a house. How can you do Section 8 if you can't even buy a house? You need to buy the house first to then do Section 8. Learn how to generate leads before you learn Section 8. Okay? All this excitement around Section 8 is a waste of your time if you do not have leads, if you do not have the ability to acquire a property. Stop this Section 8 bullshit. I do it all. I do Section 8. I do Airbnb. I do midterm rental. I do apartment complexes. I do all of the things. But the main thing you need to learn is how to acquire a property before you can determine what the property is going to do. People are like, oh, I'm so excited about Section 8. Okay, great. Where are you getting the house? Oh, I don't know, but I'm going to keep learning about Section 8. Guys, Section 8 is a waste of your time if you don't know how to find houses. Okay. Charisse says, wow, Pace, great advice. I didn't think of that. I know the Section 8 guy that's in Florida, super smart. He's a great marketer. He's on there talking about his Bugatti and all his car and his big rich house. I love it. Okay. Whenever somebody does an ad, okay, think about this. When somebody does an ad, I want you guys to remember this and write this down. When somebody does an ad that involves a car, women, or a big fancy house, they're using what we in the marketing world call the language of the poor. Write that down. That Section 8 guy gets out of his fancy $200,000 car, brags about how big his house is and this, that, and the other. It's called the 3 L's. Lifestyle, ladies, okay, and what's the third one? Lifestyle. It's like houses, cars, and women. Like if they use these 3 things, it's the 3 L's. I can't remember. Ladies, lifestyle, and Lamborghinis. Lamborghinis, not literally Lamborghinis, any fancy car. Lamborghinis, ladies, or lifestyle, which is like a big fancy house. If they didn't buy the house using the method that they're talking about, then why are they in that house? Why? Because it's a marketing mechanism to show you the people who are poor. Lamborghini, ladies, lifestyle is the language of the poor. Wealth is quiet. People who are wealthy wear non-logoed things. You can't tell what brand their clothing is. You don't know what they drive unless it's a Prius. Okay, I drive a Prius and a F-150. The language of the poor is lifestyle, Lamborghinis, and ladies. And I want you guys to remember that. When you see people out there marketing using their car, marketing using their lifestyle, marketing using their, like a woman, or they're speaking to you in the language of the poor. That's what marketing people call it. It's like, oh, it's watches, it's fancy clothing, it's fancy car, it's a fancy lifestyle, it's a fancy house that they're in. Remember that. What's the language of the middle class? I speak the language of the middle class. And so when you guys get suckered by these Section 8 people that are not living in their own Section 8 houses, they're not showing you the deals or giving you the addresses. Every ad I've ever done online, I say, hey guys, welcome to 1342 West Elm Lane. This is a property I bought. I give you receipts. I give you addresses. I say every address in every ad I do. I don't do ads in front of my house unless I bought my house with the creative strategies that I talk about, okay? I don't think they understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. Yeah, you're probably right, okay? People that are poor think rich people are all about the Lamborghini, the house, the this. That's what they think rich looks like. And so people that are trying to dupe you into buying their shit use the language of the poor, okay? So sorry for cussing. Raquel, here she is. My girl Raquel. Finally, we got her on here. What's up, Raquel? How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. So Gators. Here's what I'm going to do with Gators. Okay, you have a question about also referral stuff too. So I find a buyer. I already found 900. Right? We just talked about that. So guys, if you want me to find you a house, go to pacegives.com and I will help you find a house. Pacegives.com. It's not a fancy website. Okay, it's not like what's that loot guy's name? Did you see that comment, Raquel?
No, I didn't see that one. Oh yes, Lizzie Loot. Yes, yeah, she's been around.
It's not even a fancy website, Pace. Bro, what? Are you serious? Okay, so I find the house, I find the buyers, I marry them together. The problem is a lot of the buyers are not going to have the down payment all readily available, and so I will bring Gators into those transactions. And they will help fund the deals. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's what I was like. How are we going to be part of this? Because I am still a newbie at Gator, trying to get connected. I think there's an LA meetup on this weekend, so I'm going to get connected with that to make sure I'm up with more people. So
I love it.
That's a good one. And then I was thinking too, just like your other people were talking about, they have they're part of like a banking system or whatever. I'm part of a community college, so we have a lot of immigrants. The concern about housing and this and that. So that's where I'm coming, like referrals and things like that, or even students, right? We always have the issue with housing insecurity in students. So that's where I'm trying to look at as well, opportunities for that.
I like that idea. I'll make sure you get a referral fee on 2 things, okay?
Okay.
Julie Burkhart says, Pace, will you partner with me on a brand new 16-unit multifamily near me? Alyssa says, what are you eating? I'm eating salmon and salad.
What an awesome wife. I love Laura. Keeping you healthy.
She's great. Okay, so yes, Julie, I'd love to. Anything I can do to hang out with Julie Burkhart, make me happy. Julie, you're not secretly Liz Loot, are you? Or whatever that is. You're not using 2 profiles. One, you're trying to punk me the whole time, and the other time you're trying to be serious. Okay. So there's a couple of things you could get paid on. If you bring me a buyer that buys a house through this program, okay, I will pay you a referral fee of like probably $1,000.
Cool.
And then if you bring me, I'll pay you 3 referral fees. If you bring me a SubTo student that has a SubTo deal and puts it into the program, I'll pay you $1,000.
Ooh, cool.
If you bring me a Gator that funds a deal, I'll pay you $1,000. If you bring me a buyer, I'll pay you $1,000.
Great. I love it.
Okay. I will not pay referral fees to non-students. That's rule number 1. I will not be paying referral fees to non-students. So if you are a non-student, I will still find a house for you. Go to pacegives.com. We will help you find a house. Okay. How will the gator be protected on owner-occupied lending? I'll tell you what I'm doing tomorrow. I wonder if I should include gators tomorrow. I have a big SubTo Zoom tomorrow night.
Sure, include us.
Gators always say that. The problem is I do so many Zooms for SubTo, but I'll give you the short answer, okay? Here's what I'm actually doing. I'm actually buying these deals, and I'm having the gator fund me in buying the deal. And then when I sell the deal to the buyer, I'm actually selling it on a lease option to protect myself from that person defaulting, so I don't have to foreclose on them. Does that make sense? You're like, no, I'm not in SubTo. I don't know.
Correct.
It's a yeah. Will it work with gator rates? Roger Oquist. Remember what gators do, Roger. We have 7 different strategies, and not all of them are greedy son of a bitch rates, okay? Gator 1 is greedy AF, okay? That's Gator 1 is greedy AF, okay? Gator 2, you are white labeling a hard money lender. Gator 3 is where you get to appropriate funding, right? People are doing private money lending at 8%, 10%, 12%, sometimes higher. Okay. But there you go. There's the answer. I will be the one buying the deals and closing on them. I will hold them. My team will manage all of the stuff. My team will set up when the buyer buys the deal from me. I will not be selling it to them SubTo or seller finance. I will be selling it to them on a lease option. So I have control of the deed, and I do not have to foreclose. I just simply evict them. Does that make sense? A lease, Raquel, do you know what a lease option is?
I've gone through videos, but refresh my memory.
Okay, so a lease option is where I go to you, Raquel, and I go, hey, Raquel, do you want to buy this house from me? You say, yes, I do. I go, perfect. I'm going to put you on like, every payment you make to me is going to go towards the house. But I want to let you know that this is going to be a lease for 5 years. And then you have the option to buy it from me after 5 years. So there's 2 documents. There's a lease where you are a tenant, and there's another contract called an option where you have the option to buy it from me after 5 years. And so people have to go through a proving period of 5 years before they can actually buy the property from me. And at that point, after 5 years, I will then let them buy it from me SubTo or on seller finance. So they still don't have to use a bank. They can execute their option without a bank. But I want to put people through a testing period so I can control the asset, protect the gator, protect myself, and make sure that the seller is protected as well.
Great.
That makes sense?
That totally makes sense. Yeah, I do remember reviewing that a couple years ago, some of that, but yes.
So the gator's protected, the seller's protected, and then we're going to use top tier TCs. We're going to use gators for the funding, and I'm going to sell SubTo and seller finance non-cash flowing deals. So every single non-cash flowing deal you see, I want it. Yo, Jamil, you know what's funny is this is not actually Jamil, just so you guys know. It's not Jamil. It might be actually. Let's see. He says, hey, fan. Okay, it might be Jamil. We've been having a lot of like scammers coming into wholesale hotline in the side chat, like using Jamil's name, my name, etc. And they say some really nasty things, which I actually appreciate the comedy. But I'm like, wait, my wife didn't say that. Oh, that's because it's not my wife. Okay, cool. So
we're good.
Antoinette says, hey, I'm super excited about this. I filled out the form. Do we keep an eye on our email for a response from at this point? Yes. What I'm probably going to do is another training on it in probably like 2 weeks where I work out the details. I came up with this idea literally 2 days ago, and I'm one of these people that I will not wait for a good idea. I will execute immediately. I go, oh, good idea. Boom. There we go. So I just move way faster than most people really appreciate. And I already put wheels in motion. I got my whole team working on it. I stopped by the office today, got 17 people working on this. We're building a website. We're making it pretty. We're putting a CRM behind it. I'm going to get a couple of SubTo Students are also in Owners Club. A lot of you guys don't know what Owners Club is. That's perfectly fine. Our title and escrow company that's nationwide. We own a title company called Creative Title and Escrow. The name of the website is getcreativetitle.com. So if you guys ever want to use our title company, getcreativetitle.com. So we're going to use everything that I have in my power that is perfectly systemized. The SubTo students doing the acquisition the right way. Me doing the acquisition the right way. Non-cash flowing deals in HOAs that can't be sold any other way. I'm going to be using Gators to help fund these transactions to make sure that the SubTo student that found the deal gets compensated. My team gets compensated. The closing costs get paid. All that stuff goes through our title company, goes through our transaction coordinators, top tier transaction coordinators, and then we find the buyer, get them lined up, and everybody gets paid. Okay. Interesting. I know 2 McDonald's that closed. How in the hell does McDonald's close down, bro? What? That's crazy. Gator fee versus SubTo cost difference to getting started now. Steve Higgins, just go to my free YouTube, bro. Our community sucks, right, Raquel?
Well, no, it's great, but and I understand the whole like the fee, because either, like you said, if you're gonna pay for something, then you're invested in it. And yes, I had to take my tax money or whatever money that was coming up. And you know what? Guess what? I'm out of a vehicle. So I didn't have things like I didn't have to pay car insurance. So you know what? This is the money I'm going to put. I'm going in Gator. So you have to find ways, or at least that's.
You don't have a car? Why don't we find you a SubTo car?
I want a SubTo car, and I'm just like, can I do a SubTo car? I don't have a car right now. I'm like, I was crashed by a DUI driver. That's the worst part. So
Raquel, we'll get you a car. The SubTo community will find a car for you. Okay.
Please. Oh my goodness. I'm going to cry right now.
Okay.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, the SubTo community finds people cars all the time. I gave away, damn, you know what, Raquel, let me do something for you. I'm going to give you $5,000 towards a car today. You go find a car on Craigslist. I will give you $5,000 to get yourself a car. Okay.
Thank you. I will. Because I don't know how I was going to get to that meetup. I was going to lift myself there, but I was going to get myself there.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I will buy you a car as long as you make the license plate have the word Pace in it. Okay?
Yeah.
Like make it say like Pace is a scam, something like that would be dope. Like PCE SCM, Pace scam, something like that. Okay.
I have to get some feedback on some good creative license plates. I'm sure I'll get good feedback on that. So for sure.
Okay, we'll get you. Our community will get you a car. Okay, I'll put the $5,000 up, and maybe even tomorrow night I can get a couple of people, throw a couple $100 more in, and we can get you like $7,000-8,000, something like that.
Thank you guys. Oh my goodness.
And maybe have the license plate say "Our community sucks" or something like that.
No,
we have the
opposite. Love Pace community.
All right, we'll help you out with that. Now, on the referral side of things, Raquel, will you do me a favor?
What's up?
I don't know if I'm going to do the Zoom tomorrow with Gator and SubTo. I might just do it with SubTo.
Okay.
But I want you to email somebody for me so I can get you into the email tomorrow, or to the Zoom tomorrow. Okay.
Who am I emailing?
Surabi. Okay. Surabi runs my life. Her name is Surabi. SUR.
Okay.
AVI.
Okay.
S at subto.com.
Okay.
Okay, so Robbie S at subto.com, and just say, hey, Pace told me he'll get me on the Zoom tomorrow. I'm a Gator, but Pace wants to bring me up on the stage apparently and talk about me. She'll get you the link, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you. You're gonna bring me on the stage. I was afraid to get on this stage, but thank you. I appreciate it.
I will bring you on the stage. The SubTo community stage is the SubTo Family Night Zoom is the greatest Zoom that's ever existed.
Wow. Is that so?
It is. If you were on the SubTo Family Night Zoom, how many people go into the SubTo Family Night Zoom and you're just like, it's the one Zoom you have to go to every single week?
No way.
It's epic, and you're gonna be on the grand stage.
Goodness. Okay.
Okay. Great questions.
Thank
Cal,
you.
great
That-
question.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to tell you something, and then we're going to wrap this up. I want to tell you I'm really proud of you. And it's so hard to learn new things, and you second guess yourself, and you wonder, when's the money going to come, and when am I going to get a deal, and these new relationships I'm making, and I'm making an effort, and I'm being polite to people, and I'm being sweet to people, and I'm trying to network and do the things that Pace says, and when's this going to work out? And you're taking ultimate faith, and you're taking a leap, and you're making friends, and things are happening. You know this is real, but you just haven't seen the action, or you haven't seen the traction to your action yet. In the very beginning, you will put in 4 hours of training, learning for every 1 hour of action you take, maybe even more. It might even be like 9 to 10 hours of learning for every hour that you end up having courage to take. That changes, my friend, to the point where I have not like intentionally gone out to learn or read or gone to a seminar in probably 5 years. It is the polar opposite. It's like for every hour I learn something, I take 1,000 hours of action, right? Because my confidence gets there, the skills I acquire, the relationships I acquire, the resources I acquire, all of these things you acquire will flip-flop all the feelings you have today. And I promise you that the feelings of being unsure or, when is this going to build momentum? I promise you it is a temporary feeling. And you are taking the faithful walk in overcoming that fear. And I just want to say I'm really proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, no, thanks. Because I know I have to get over this hurdle. Because I know there's other people depending on me to be successful because I'm ready. I know there's a plan for me to teach others in a community. And I need to get over this and break that.
I think that that's the greatest propellant in my life is that I am so grateful for my kids and my wife that do not make my life easy.
Right.
Because human beings, what do we want to do? We want to revert to the easiest path possible. And when you have kids and when you have people that are relying on mama to be a badass and they need a blueprint in their life, you have no other choice. And you know what? I'm grateful for that burden. I am so grateful for that burden that I get to bear on my shoulders, because if I didn't have that burden, I would probably revert to being a lazy whatever. Right?
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No problem. I appreciate you. I appreciate your heart. I can already tell that you are just like the spirit that we need in our community. And I appreciate you. Appreciate you really want to go to the meetup and really connecting with people in LA. And you're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's get Raquel a car.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. F that DUI driver. That guy can kiss my ass. All right, guys. What a great episode of Get Creative tonight. I'm sorry we didn't talk about the responsibility matrix, but we talked about other cool things. And I want to let you guys know it's not easy. What did Jesus say? Jesus said, I never said it was easy. I only said it was worth it. And I want you guys to understand that this is not easy. It is simple. The things that you have to do are simple, but they are definitely not easy. And my day, if you guys sat around with me today, didn't sit around with me, but if you were with me today, you would be like, holy crap, look how hard that guy works, 14 hours all day long. Here it is, 8:30 at night. I've got to go drop a car off at the airport for Jack Selby, who is the co-host of the Iced Coffee Hour. I'm going to spend the whole day with him. I'm partnering with him on a deal. And so I just want you guys to know that the hard work never stops. The day I die is the day I stop working. And so you might as well just get used to loving work, loving the grind, loving the people you get to do it with, and figure out how to create an ecosphere where it's fun the rest of your life. Okay. Really appreciate you guys. What a good episode of Get Creative. I will see you guys next week on Get Creative, 7 o'clock Arizona time, every single week on Monday night. See you guys next week.